question?
I did. Rick Carlton, 23-year, Teamster Local 41.
Yeah.
I would like to be, and I'm just speaking for myself, somewhat reassured that you're going to stand against the International and their chicken shit ways. Sorry for the cursing, but that's where the main problem exists. Besides the local, I understand that, which it's nice to see fresh faces get out there.
Absolutely.
And what you're running for, but we have a problem with the International overriding what the local is. I'd like to be able to know that you guys are going to stand against them to let you know what's best in the best interest of the local here.
Absolutely. Let me say this: that some people have kind of made some comments. Some people that I'm not even really going to acknowledge because we're the first laid out of the chute, and it's us here. Let me guarantee you this, Rick. That let's just say I will treat the International exactly like they treat us as a local. And that's all in their hands. If they come around fucking us around, wanting to cheat, play a bunch of chicken shit games, try to get involved, see to it certain people pay a price or try to mess around with the local because we stood up for the right standards, we'll make them famous for it. If they realize we have an administration at Local 41 and we're working for the members, and they try to attempt our ability to do our job, we're going to make them famous for it. And you have my word. Anybody in here knows from ABF, the big YRC mergers, I was told, there's Chad, for some reason, has a big O. You have my word that we're going to be able to accomplish a lot as a team. And if they start dipping in our business where they don't belong or trying to hamper our ability, they're going to have a problem to deal with the local as a whole, not just Bruce Frakes to go out or the president of the local to go out in one man, and we're going to do it as a group. And they're going to answer for their actions.
Good.
If they come around and recognize we've got a strong local, we probably better let them do their thing and treat them like dues-paying members. We'll get along just fine. About the first time they start trying to cheat, pull their bullshit, chicken shit ways, we're going to make them famous for it and hold them accountable. And because we're going to win this by taking the last swing or being beaten. Which one do you want? I'm taking the last swing. And so I think we need to be able to treat them just accordingly is my answer to you. If anybody else have any questions, anybody have anything they want to say, any questions, Fast Freddy, go ahead.
Well,
we're not going to bring hookers in here today.
The thing is, this is very important because every day we're losing more grip, and we ain't got no representation. We need somebody to pull it together.
Yeah, what?
And I think you're the man that can do it, and we all got to hang together on this. If you don't, the rest of us is going to go the same way.
I appreciate.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, and I appreciate your comments. You know, when we started talking, like I told you, between Bruce and I, it wasn't about me running it under any circumstances, about me. We kind of weighed out and looked at the strategy as JD, Bruce, and I. It was, you know, what I said was, I'm not going to get back involved with another scenario, and I would have with either one of these guys. But it was as we talked about it, let's take the younger guy first for a little bit.
Yeah.
Rather than passing it, it's always a scenario where people kind of get disingenuous with, well, that guy just a few more years, and so I agree, and make sure you will not have any reason not to be proud, and I appreciate that. We're going to make you guys proud. We're going to pull this back together, and like I said, we won't do everything perfect, but I will guarantee you the error will be on your side. We won't have a bunch of people, well, the company. You know, everybody here's been through a lot. There's been some stuff. I'm just finding out is some stuff on the PR ABF that took a big hit just because we took some from some bad spending, and now they're building a new headquarters somewhere down in some part about 2 years worth of your guys' cuts. Judy's gonna have a new office.
Yeah.
All right, so you figure that out, and whether you want some more of the same we got at the local or the IBT, or somebody say now. If we've got spending rights, we certainly want a share of. You're gonna have to explain it, and I think that we need to hold them accountable as a group. They're gonna screw.
That's the problem we got now. We don't have.
We have to be able to make them answer for it. Let them tell their own story. Well, we need this new building because we need 4 more stories. Of what?
The International stuff with companies pacifiers right now.
Absolutely right. And we have to be able to make them famous for it. And if we're doing shit here, If we're doing a bunch of stuff here that we're being able to accomplish and gain ground, and they start shutting us down. Anybody in here that knows me will tell you that I'll be the last one they want. Getting up and getting in their ass and holding them accountable, make them famous for it. They can come down to this local and answer the question. Or, you know, you're not going to have a guy that rides the fence you know, like our current administration. That last election was an embarrassment. Either take one side or the other, and I think you're going to have respect whether he went with the two top candidates for president of the Teamsters, the general presidency. He didn't. When you're riding the fence, I think it would have been more respectable to whether he took a side or not. And it was like he was hiding in a closet, and that's worse, absolutely worse. And if they have the ability to answer the questions, come down to local and talk to you guys about. That's what I would tell them as your local. You come down here and explain to all these guys why we should vote for you, and bring some shirts, and if you make them satisfied and some banners, we'll ring your bell for you. If you don't sit around and demand it. You have to earn respect. You cannot demand respect. You have to earn it.
Thank you.
And that's what we're going to do. Tony, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Bruce, I want to thank you for inviting me down. I mean, we drove two and a half hours one way.
Awesome.
And the commitment to come down here, to believe in the honesty and commitment that you guys are going to show us, to me, that's not going for us.
That speaks volumes. You coming that far, Tony. I appreciate that. I know that you caught me in the shop here about a month and a half ago and said, Bruce, I think you need to run. And
you straighten this up.
We had been talking, and I had some shirts going, and I said, well, I'm thinking about it. But we had been trying to put some stuff together and get some things finalized. And like I said, this is going to be a campaign. You don't have to, nobody has to be embarrassed of it or afraid of it. We're not going to do everything perfect, but I'm just telling you, it's the members that are first. There's not anybody here going to sit around and go crying, well, they let us down there, they didn't come out when we needed help. That's not going to, all that's over with. And I didn't see those kids here. I apologize for that trucker talk. I apologize.
They've heard it before.
I did not see them come in. I'm glad you're here, but anyway, we'll kind of get a little better grip on that. But anybody have any, Sled, let's hear it.
Hey, Holland is I was told by Terranella that we was a young piece of this puzzle as far as being a 41 member. And we have not had any, I've been to Vic like 3 or 4 times, and he told me that he was gonna come over and try to help us with our problems over at our barn. And I've never seen him not one time.
There's no doubt.
Never came, never said anything for not one guy, and we got so many problems over there. It is, Mike McCarkendale has had so many things that he has tried to handle over there with us.
You have a rough time representing the members against the union and the company. That's the problem we're going to solve. Make sure you recognize.
Will you guys be there for us?
Absolutely, 100%. Some of this about the principal officers normally down either on Van Brunt or in Jeff City is going to stop as soon as we're sworn in.
Yeah.
I've been around long enough to see Jeff City come to Van Brunt. Just for instance, like right now, you got a secretary-treasurer that's got she's got a few barber shops and some parking lots up by the airport and Pepsi and Coke. But the point to the story is think about another full-time agent to be able to be involved. Just think about that from your board. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get, there's going to be a presence of the local no matter what. We're not going to allow that. I'm going to be around, not trying to chase around politicians. We have a guy that does it and will stay as involved and keep the energy in the members to be able to vote in representative elections, local elections, city and county. We'll stay involved. But we got members in this town to work with in our jurisdiction. And Holland is going to be, I may take that out of the barn as an agent with the principal officer's job.
Good deal.
So I'm not going to be camped out in Jeff City all the time.
Okay, good deal.
We'll be able to accomplish a lot of stuff that needs.
Yeah, we need it.
It's the stuff that needs the attention. I take a little offense to being a young barn. I don't think you're paying any different rate.
Right,
I think you're paying a different rate than anybody else.
We don't get a discount.
That's right. Kind of a statement to make,
Thank
and you won't be
goodness.
hearing that here. I-
40-year Teamster.
Yeah, you got my vote.
As far as I'm
You know,
concerned, whenever you're starting out paying dues and you get sworn in, you're as full-time as everybody else.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to add something what Bruce said. When he and I first started talking, I told him, I said, well, you know, I've seen enough of the one-man show thing. I don't need any more of that. If that's what we're going to do, don't invite me. And he said, no, we need all to get together and get a good, strong group
Yes, sir.
that is interested in trying to get this thing back together and also bring it to the membership. And I said, well, that's the way I am. I said, if we can't, we need somebody who's got some experience. I would recommend it JD because JD is a guy that I respect and I think he's a fine fellow. An example is that we've all committed that if any one of you people have a problem at your barn, and we don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, we don't care if it's when, call us, we'll come down. And that sounds like a bunch of baloney, but these guys will really tell you, they call me in the middle of the night on a regular basis, there's a problem. And if I need to go down, I'll go down. That's how we are, because this is the way you develop confidence in your members, it's the way you get people to believe that you're about what you're about, and also takes care of the problem at the time and not later
Right.
when it's harder to fix.
Right.
Yeah, I would say, to echo that, Chad was one of my alternates there. I keep bringing him up, but when I was a steward, there was a lot of people that say, now, he was there at 3 o'clock in the morning, but his bid leaves at 9. And if you had something going on, Chad had an incident, I showed up at it from my house.
That's what I'm talking
You're gonna
about.
have a commitment that you're gonna see me on all your shifts with an agent, as long, depending on the business level now, how
Right.
busy we are.
Right.
But I would thrive on that, coming around, making sure that the night bosses, the evening bosses, the day bosses, I may show up at any time, anywhere for my members,
Good deal.
to see the members, no matter what it is. And it's not I will be around there. Grab somebody, go around to these barns and see, not for an evaluation, not to stir a bunch of shit, but to go down, so these guys know that you probably see a guy come down there that's running the local officer, an agent, at midnight, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It'd be nothing for me to tell Bruce, anybody that's gonna, an agent that I'm gonna have out there going home after lunch, get you, because we're gonna meet down here at the building, at the hall at 9 o'clock, we're gonna go hit all your places.
Good deal.
And so what I did find out, I've been kind of making fun of that statement I've been making, is I was looking at that last meeting, and those power lines out there, those lights will go on past 5 o'clock at night down on Van Brunt. They stay running. The phone's got an inbound and out, all kinds of shit. So
Yes, sir.
if we needed candles, we'll take them down there. That building is a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week building.
All
They don't
right.
just cut off at 4:40.
All right. All right.
So that's a
That's the way it
difference you'll
used to
see.
be.
What's that?
That's the way it used to be. Years
Sure.
ago.
That's the way it's gonna be again. Let me just tell you that. It's not
It
a,
sends a good message to the company.
and it also sends a good
That you
message to
keep
the
an
members
eye
that
on
if somebody
things.
gets off at midnight or gets in off the
Yeah.
road at 3 or 4, needs somebody, there'll be somebody around there. We're gonna pick up the pace a lot at this local. There's gonna be somebody available. We're gonna hold these companies accountable. Nobody has any ideas to try to put these people in a bind with no productivity. But the pushing around shit will be over as soon as this election's over. When we win this, I'm just telling you, the pushing around, the ass kissing policies and all the jokes, we're gonna have the respect earned from the members and from the companies, all in one package. That's how we're gonna be successful.
Good.
Some of the people heard when I got steward down there from some, goddamn, if he gets elected, I'm telling you, they'll move all this work. Well, we were hired and had this stuff working. We hired.
We'll lose everything.
Oh, we'll lose everything there is. We'll move out here when that Frakes gets in there. And some of the people, and then once we got to rolling, is, well, hell, my job's getting better every day. And then the locals started getting involved in our elections down there. And
Right.
so now they've freed up my time, and I decided to run for office. So maybe if I was the one that had the biggest target on now, they may get to see my ugly ass quite a little bit. We'll kind of cipher out how much involved they want to start getting in these elections.
The current local tried to get involved with our last steward's election and failed.
Hey, they got involved in mine and it worked, buddy. We got your secretary treasurer about $85 an hour down there for 4 days, morning till night, working on in the ballot room. So we did a lot of discussing. If I'm the one they're most worried about, well, I'm the one we're gonna spend the most time making them famous for it.
Yeah, you're the one that's gonna spit on it.
Yeah, that's the one we're gonna go
Good deal.
talk about.
You had a question back here.
Yes, sir.
Well, like our stewards down there at the ABF on the road, if we have a grievance, they don't even want to file it because they'll tell us that it's already been heard and lost. So
Let me guess, see black book? Your guys, is a black book or a green book? We got a black book.
With
We
the
heard-
roads?
We heard that.
Road, yeah.
There was a black book, which I've never seen. It's full, and it's, maybe one of those that they say JD took out. I don't know, you never know. But my point to that story is these committees that have the current administration convinced that there's an old decision. And everybody here is here for, we're smart enough to understand the reality. If there's some decisions, we know what they are. But we're not gonna keep chasing our tails with the same amount of bullshit. It's something we've won in the past. And they go back and keep jacking with us to refile same shit we've already heard. We're probably gonna be bucking up quite a little bit about, they're very successful at having people spinning their wheels all the time. Always got the guy chasing his tail. And there's gonna be enough of us here with the stewards have the authority and the power to do their job, no one will back them. The agents are gonna have the ability to do their job, and we're gonna have them spinning their tails for a while, chasing their own tails for a while.
Can you remove stewards if you get in?
The Constitution provides that if they're doing something that is in
Well, what
violation,
if they're
whether
doing
it's,
nothing?
if he's not, say your steward, he or she is not effectively, responding to the members, responding to the agents, the hall, we certainly have to look at that, somebody that's gonna be
Well,
taking
agent
it,
doesn't
just.
do anything
Right.
either.
My point to that, I'm not gonna tell you that I'm removing any stewards, but the Constitution does provide some areas that if they're bringing, he or she's bringing reproach, failure to represent, putting the locals liability, absolutely, there's power to do that. I'm not gonna tell you that, because they're gonna do their job, that's for sure. They're not gonna do it just to take it from somebody that wants to do it. They're gonna do it, and we're gonna see to it and require they put in some time to see to it these members are taken care of.
That's it.
That might not answer your question, but it probably did answer it. Did you have